Sophia grew up in a small town, where the rhythm of life moved slowly, and everyone knew each other's name. Her mother, Nkechi, was the heart of their home, raising Sophia on her own after her father left before Sophia could even remember. Though money was tight, Nkechi was determined to give her daughter a better future. "You're my treasure, Sophia," her mother would say with a tired smile, her hands stained with thread. "You're meant for more than this life. You'll go places." Sophia knew her mother's words were more than just love. They were a quiet promise, a reminder that the hard work and sacrifices her mother made were all for her future. Sophia always helped around the house, but her heart dreamed of something bigger, something outside the limits of their small town. She spent hours in the town's small library, reading books about women who started with nothing but turned their lives around with grit and passion. One story, in particular, about a woman who became a successful entrepreneur, stuck with her. It ignited something inside Sophia, a dream that one day, she would change the world. Nkechi's greatest wish was for Sophia to attend university. She worked extra shifts, sewing late into the night, to save enough money. "Education is your future," she would remind Sophia, even when her own eyes grew heavy from exhaustion. Then, one evening, after a long day of work, Nkechi handed Sophia an envelope. The words, "Brightview University," were printed in bold on the front. Inside was an acceptance letter for a scholarship in economics. Sophia's heart skipped. She felt the weight of her mother's sacrifices and knew her life was about to change forever. Sophia stepped onto Brightview University's campus feeling both excited and lost. The towering buildings, the busy students, they all felt so different from her quiet town. On her first day, she felt like a stranger in a world where everyone else seemed to know their place. Her mother had packed her bags carefully, tucking in some of Sophia's favorite snacks and a jar of homemade stew. "Stay focused, Sophia," Nkechi said as she hugged her goodbye. "This is your chance. Don't waste it." Sophia promised she would, but in those first few weeks, it was hard. Many of the students came from wealthier families, dressed in designer clothes, and spoke with confidence that made Sophia feel like an outsider. She didn't fit in, and that made the pressure of fitting in harder to bear. But she reminded herself that this was the chance her mother worked so hard for. She buried herself in her studies, attending every lecture, reading every book, and pushing away the loneliness she sometimes felt. Her first friends were Tasha, Zara, and Mimi, three girls who were outgoing, confident, and always in the thick of campus life. They laughed, partied, and seemed to have everything figured out. "Sophia, you're too pretty to be studying all the time," Zara said one night, tossing her hair back. "Come out with us. You'll regret it if you don't live a little." Sophia hesitated. She wanted to be part of their world, but the weight of her mother's sacrifices stayed with her. "I can't," Sophia said, quietly, "I have to study." Zara shrugged and walked off, but Sophia couldn't shake the feeling of missing out. She often scrolled through social media, watching her friends' photos of adventures, wondering if she was doing the right thing. One night, she called her mother, unsure if she was on the right path. "Mama, everyone's out having fun, and I'm here studying. Am I doing the right thing?" Sophia asked, her voice full of doubt. Her mother's voice was warm and steady. "You're building your future, Sophia. But don't forget to enjoy the moments too. Life is about balance, not just hard work." Sophia smiled softly. Her mother's wisdom always had a way of making everything feel possible again. By her second year, Sophia had found a rhythm. Her grades were solid, and professors respected her dedication. But the pressure to excel started to take its toll. She pushed herself to be perfect, no room for mistakes, no time for breaks. Then came the midterm exams. Sophia sat at her desk, staring at the economics paper in front of her. The questions felt impossible. She couldn't concentrate, her mind racing. When the results came back, the red F on her paper was a punch to the gut. "Mimi, I failed," Sophia said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I don't know what to do." Mimi, always the optimist, tried to comfort her. "Don't worry, Sophia. You'll bounce back. You're smart. Let's just go out tonight and forget about it for a bit." But Sophia couldn't let it go. She stayed up all night, rereading textbooks, trying to understand where she had gone wrong. She felt like everything she had worked for was slipping away, and it terrified her. The next day, Zara and Tasha came to check on her. "Everyone messes up sometimes," Zara said, sitting beside Sophia. "What matters is how you bounce back. You've always been strong, Sophia," Tasha added. "Don't let one setback define you." Their words, simple but kind, lifted Sophia's spirits. She made a plan to meet with her professor and go over her mistakes. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she couldn't give up. Not now. In her third year, Sophia had learned to manage her stress. Her grades had improved, but her perspective on success had shifted. She started to see the struggles of her friends in a new light. Zara, always confident, opened up one afternoon. "I feel like I'm living my life for everyone else," Zara confessed, her voice quieter than usual. "I don't even know who I am anymore." Sophia, listening carefully, shared what she had learned over the years. "Zara, it's your life. You don't need to follow someone else's path. You need to find what makes you happy." Zara smiled, as if a weight had been lifted. She eventually followed her true passion for public relations and found her confidence again. Tasha, always the planner, admitted she wasn't sure what to do after graduation. "I followed the path everyone expected me to take. But now, I'm not sure it's the right one." Sophia thought for a moment. "Tasha, have you ever thought about teaching? You have such a gift for explaining things. Maybe that's where your heart lies." Tasha hesitated, but the idea felt right. She applied for teaching programs and found a new purpose in helping others learn. Mimi, though surrounded by people, still struggled with feeling lost. "I don't know what makes me happy anymore," she admitted one evening. "I'm just trying to please others." Sophia gently encouraged her. "You don't have to keep living for others. Take time for yourself. What do you really want?" Mimi took that advice to heart, began journaling, and started attending wellness seminars. Slowly, she began to reconnect with herself. By her final year, Sophia's grades were exceptional, and she had job offers from top companies. The salaries were impressive, the benefits great, but Sophia couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. She wasn't excited about the corporate world. Her heart was still set on helping small businesses thrive, but it was a risk. One evening, she sat in her dorm room, staring at the job offer letter. The world was telling her to take the safe route, but her gut told her to follow her passion. She called her mother, seeking guidance. "Mama, I have this job offer, but it doesn't feel right. I want to help small businesses, but it's risky. What should I do? Her mother's voice, steady and comforting, came through the phone. Sophia, you've always known your own path. Trust your heart. The right opportunities will follow. Sophia breathed deeply, feeling a surge of clarity. She declined the job offer and took the leap into her true passion, helping small businesses grow. After graduation, Sophia returned to her hometown to start her consulting firm. The early days were difficult. There were months when she wondered if she had made the right choice. But her love for her work kept her going. Her mother, always her biggest supporter, would say, "You're doing great, Sophia. Look how far you've come." Slowly, her business grew. Word of mouth spread, and Sophia's firm began to thrive, helping small businesses with finance, marketing, and management. As the years passed, Sophia's reputation grew, and her firm flourished. She expanded her team, and her success was recognized by industry leaders. But despite her achievements, Sophia stayed grounded. She continued mentoring young entrepreneurs and giving back to the community that had supported her. She often spoke at local events, sharing her story and encouraging others to pursue their passions, no matter how difficult the journey seemed. One afternoon, Sophia received a message from Zora, Tasha, and Mimi, her college friends. They were in town for a visit and wanted to catch up. Sophia smiled, thinking back to all the times they had shared during their university days. She had always been the quiet one, focused on her studies, while they had been the social butterflies. Yet now, they had all found their own paths they were proud of. They met at a small cafe in the heart of their town, a place where they used to hang out during their breaks from class. Zara had gone on to become a successful public relations manager. Tasha had become a beloved teacher, and Mimi was running her own wellness center. It was clear they had all come into their own. "I'm so proud of you, Sophia," Zara said, raising her glass in a toast. "You always knew what you wanted, and now look at you." Sophia blushed, grateful for the kind words. "I couldn't have done it without all of you. You helped me see that success isn't just about following the rules, it's about finding what makes you happy." Tasha nodded. "You always gave the best advice, Sophia. I'm happy I took that leap into teaching. I feel like I'm doing what I was meant to do." Mimi smiled softly. "And I'm finally doing what I love. My wellness center is growing, and I feel fulfilled. Thank you for encouraging me to listen to myself." The four friends sat together, reminiscing about their college days and marveling at how far they had all come. As they talked, Sophia felt a sense of peace. She had followed her heart, faced challenges, and overcome self-doubt. And now, she was exactly where she needed to be. In the years that followed, Sophia's firm continued to grow, but she never forgot the lessons she had learned along the way. She always made time for her family, friends, and community. And as her business flourished, she made sure to give back, mentoring young women who were just starting out, sharing the same encouragement that had helped her along her journey. Her mother, Nkechi, was always there, beaming with pride. "You did it, Sophia. I always knew you would." Sophia smiled, her heart full of gratitude. She had created a life for herself, not one of wealth or fame, but one of purpose, connection, and fulfillment. She had followed her passion, and it had led her to exactly where she was meant to be.